latitude and longitude. Imaginary lines. So what is an imaginary line? An imaginary line is a line which you see in maps, and if the lines are not given in maps, you can imagine like that. So imaginary lines are numbers of horizontal and vertical lines shown all over the globe, like horizontal and vertical. These lines help us to find the exact position of a place on a map, on a globe. So the imaginary lines that run from north to south are called longitude. From north to south are called longitudes, and those run from east to west are called latitudes. The latitude that divides the earth into two equal halves, the northern and southern hemisphere, is called equator. So this into two equal halves, this and this is a hemispheres, and into two equal halves, and this is the equator, and this is the equator. Latitudes are imaginary lines that run from east to west. These lines are parallel to each other, means same, like parallel. The distance between latitudes are equal. The distance between each these lines are equal. They are also called parallels of latitude, lines of latitude. The length of the latitude goes on decreasing as we move away from the equator towards the poles. The equator is the zero degree parallel. The parallels to the north of the equator are indicated as degree N, and to the south are indicated as degree S. As south pole S, north pole N. The north pole is indicated by 90 degree N, and while south pole indicated as 90 degree S. Now these are the poles and the names of each hemisphere. So the middle 0 degree equator, south pole 90 degree S, north pole 90 degree N, Arctic circle 66.5 degree N, Tropic of Cancer 23.5 degree N, Tropic of Capricorn 23.5 degree S, Antarctic circle 66.5 degree S. As you see in the next image, Arctic circle, Tropic of Cancer, equator, Tropic of Capricorn, Antarctic circle. Now this is the Tropic of Cancer in this side, June solstice, December solstice, Tropic of Capricorn, equator, south pole and north pole. The Tropic of Cancer was named because at the time of its naming, the sun was positioned in the Cancer constellation during the June solstice. Likewise, the Tropic of Capricorn was named because of the sun was the constellation Capricorn during the December solstice. The naming took place about 2000 years ago, and the sun is no longer in those constellations at the time of year. The summer solstice and the winter solstice, when the sun reaches its highest or lowest point in the sky at noon, marked by the longest and the shortest day. Longitudes. Longitudes are imaginary lines that run from north pole to south pole, from north pole to south pole. These lines are not parallel to each other. These lines are also called the meridians of longitude. Like these lines are called prime meridians. The word meridian has been devised by the Latin word meridians, that means midday. AM, anti-meridian, before noon. PM, post-meridian, afternoon. Now, the meridians that pass through the Greenwich in London is called prime meridian, and it stands at 0 degree. The prime meridian divides the earth into eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. The meridians located to the east of the prime meridian are indicated with degree E, and those located with the west of the prime meridian are indicated with degree W. There are 360 meridians, all of equal length, 180 to the east and 180 to the west of the prime meridian. Did you know in 1884 an international conference decided that the prime meridian passes through the Royal Observatory, Greenwich in southeast London. 180 degree longitude. The 180th degree meridian is also called the anti-meridian. It is used to define the international date line. And some people might be also confused about, is it longitude or latitude? It's longitude. It's longitude, not latitude. Longitude. Now, features of meridians. All the meridians are equal in length. The distance between two meridians is maximum at the equator. The distance between the two meridians decreases towards the pole. Say whether true or false. There are 80 meridians. I'll give you 5 seconds for the answer. Now for the next question. Meridians of longitude are imaginary lines that run from North Pole to South Pole. True or false? 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. The distance between the two meridians is the maximum at the equator. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Meridians run parallel to each other. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The prime meridian passes through the Royal Observatory, Greenwich in southeast London. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answers are: first one false, second one true, third one true, fourth one false, fifth one true. If you've been listening to me very goodly, you might get all of them right. If you lose 1 mark, okay. 2 also okay. 3 you need to improve. 2 you need to improve more. 1 very bad. Now let's do the Venn diagram. Latitudes, they are parallel to each other. Longitudes, they are not parallel. Run from east to latitude, run from east to west. Longitude runs from north to south. Latitudes, distance between latitudes are equal. Longitudinal distance between two meridians is maximum at the equator and decreases towards the poles. Latitudes, length of the latitudes goes on decreasing towards the poles. Longitudes, all the meridians are equal in length. Latitude 0 degree latitude equator. Longitude 0 degree latitude prime meridian. Latitudes, equator divides the earth into northern and southern hemisphere. Longitude, prime meridian divides the earth into eastern and western hemisphere. Now both of them same imaginary lines for locating places. It forms a grid. Link to real life. Explain how latitudes and longitude are used in real life situation. Latitudes and longitudes make up the grid that helps us to identify exact locations on the Earth's surface. They are also helpful in identifying landmarks. Now answer the following. What are the meridians of longitudes? Describe some features. Longitudes are imaginary lines that run from north to south. They are also meridians of longitude. How do we locate places on a map? We can use the grid to accurately locate the places on a map or globe if we know the latitudes and longitude of a place. What are the parallels of latitude? The latitudes which run from east to west are parallel to each other. The distance between latitudes are equal, so they are called parallels of latitude. Write 2 features on meridians of longitude. All the meridians are equal in length. The distance between two meridians is maximum at the equator. What is in the Greenwich meridian? The 0-degree meridian is called Greenwich or prime meridian because it passes through the Royal Observatory in Greenwich near London. What is a grid? The longitudes and latitudes which run from east to west and north to south from a network called a grid. It helps us to accurately locate places on maps and globes. What is the equator? Latitudes that divides the earth into two equal halves, the northern and the southern hemisphere, is called the equator. The equator is the 0 degree parallel of latitude. So that's it for today. Bye.